ready, 'cause it's about time for you.
Oh no! I just realized I don't have water.
Oh no!
I'll be fine.
With coffee?
Girls Club.
More energy.
Girls Club. Super secret Girls Club.
Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to Wednesday. Wednesday. Morning/evenings, we don't know. We are not live today.
No, we are doing some experiments, so hopefully you guys are able to catch us on our Normies podcast channel or later on Twitch today. Yes. But we are here, we are excited to be here, and we have a lot of things to share.
Yes.
I'm super excited. But yeah, Katie, how your week been so far? Did you get a haircut? Your hair looks different.
Yeah, I just kind of like combed it back.
Okay.
So it looks different. But no, I'm actually getting a haircut on the 20, I don't know, soon, next week.
Okay.
Sometime.
Got it. Makes sense.
I'm very excited because I feel like my hair is just like, but at the same time, I think it has finally grown like long enough that I can like actually do something with it.
Fair enough.
Like I've just kind of been maintaining the awkward phase and trying to like grow it to the size where I can actually have a shape to my hair again.
Yeah, the awkward face is the worst.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm already like finally there. Like my hair is long enough in the back, in the front, like everywhere. So I think I'm gonna go for like a messy bob.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, with bangs.
Yeah.
And maybe get rid of this the blonde and just do like my natural color.
What is your natural color?
Well, it's like right
dirty
here.
blonde.
You see like it growing out. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, I need to talk to my stylist because I don't know, I want to do what's healthiest for my hair.
That makes sense.
And if, you know, putting more color over the bleach is just going to make things worse, then I might just wait for it to grow out naturally.
That makes sense. And I mean,
thank you.
At the same time, I think, thank you so much. And at the same time, I think since winter is coming, you're going to be getting your hair covered more. So you might as well keep it natural and not like spend time or money on bleaching it since it's not going to be out.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I decided to grow my hair out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to cut them short again in the summer.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But I think like when you wear like a hat in winter, first of all, it just squishes your hair. So if you have short hair and you styled it and then you put hat on,
it doesn't
that's
help.
it. Your work is wasted.
That's what all of them.
It will never be the same. And I hate that idea, so I'm growing my hair out for the winter so that when I put my hat on, like I can have like hair poking out from my head.
So you don't look bald.
I don't look
with
bald.
Hair. It's so funny. One time I had this like crocheted black hat, and I had it on, and somebody thought I had an afro on. I was like, no, I don't have an afro on. I was like, I just have like a hat.
Afro Luffy.
Yeah. Since then, I was like, I can't have black hat because it has to be a different color hat so people know it's a hat on top of my hair.
So funny.
But yeah. So yeah, beside that, that's hilarious. We have to like think ahead of time how the time is coming for our hair, what to do with it.
Yes. How are you enjoying your short hair?
I'm enjoying it. Yeah. It's been a lot less work than I thought it would have. I think there was a lot more work before when I was straightening my hair. I have not straightened my hair for like last 4 years.
Good.
5 years actually. So it's been really, really good. I've been really enjoying it. I think next 6 months when I'm getting my hair cut, I'm probably gonna go short again. Just be like, let's just cut it. It's just less maintenance. It's less heavy. I can't see my top hair are drier. Just because I think it's just the way I wash my hair. That's like the hot water hits my front hair first. So I'm trying to like change that. But I think a shorter hair is better. So I'm gonna stick with it. We'll see. I do miss my long hair sometimes when I see the videos. It's like, oh, I could have like put it up easily, and now I think it's just stuck. It's fine. I will get bored out of it, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, your hair grows fast, so if you change your mind, you'll
be fine.
Have long hair in 2 months.
Exactly.
Unlike me, who
I've like worked so hard.
I've been working on growing my hair from short hair for the last year and a half.
Hey. Everybody who says that, let me tell you, then hair comes everywhere. If you want a hair on your head, then you want hair on your knuckles. The hair is everywhere. It comes in a package. You can't just get one hair. You get hair, all of it. Like everybody was like, I'm so jealous. I was like, Do you want to take it? You can take it. You can take my knuckle hairs. You can take all the hairs if you want.
Knuckle
like facial hair. Yeah. Like, look at it. I have like a hair on my knuckle.
Yeah.
Like on my feet as well.
That's okay.
On my face. I mean, I'm fine with it. But you can't just pick and choose. It has everything comes with it.
I have witch hair.
See, it's so blonde, nobody
have,
can see it.
Yeah, but I have like my birthmark has like dark hair growing out of it.
That's hilarious.
This, if I showed up in medieval times with this, I'd get burned for it.
No shit, really?
That was like one of the like biological markings of a witch.
Oh my god. I guess that's an easy way to mark. but that's just biology. But oh my god.
Also, having intellect is probably not good.
Oh yeah, you
for
can't
a
be
medieval
smart.
woman.
I mean, have you seen Castlevania?
I have not actually.
You should watch it.
I did want to sit in that reaction, but I just couldn't do it.
Just watch it on your own.
Yeah.
It's really good bingeable show. Like we're almost 3 episodes away and like shit's going down. The whole show, it started with like this. You will find it, like, yeah, it's Dracula, but like somebody being burnt on the stake because they thought it was a witch.
Oh yeah.
So a whole show
All
premises.
Was it his what's her name?
Wife?
His wife?
Lisa.
Yeah,
Tepes?
Lisa.
Yeah.
It was
Lisa
her.
Tepes,
They burned her. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a sad. I love the Dracula story.
Dracula story is great. It was sad. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil because apparently I'm a next spoiler man after Chris now.
Oh my god.
And
me too. Even though, okay, we're gonna talk about this.
We will get to
One
One
of the
Piece.
things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, one of
today.
our topics is going to be a One Piece and a vent. But let me tell you something that happened to me this weekend.
Okay.
Remember at Butter? So Butter is an event that happens every once a year. It's a fine art event. I had this skirt on that I created with like the pet skirt.
Yeah.
So remember when we were watching art and this girl came and she was like, "Oh, I love your skirt." She started talking to me. So she friended me on Instagram and she messaged me a couple of days later. She's like, "Oh, I'm an artist. She paints." She's like, my client wants like specific emotional painting and I want to use you as a muse. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's sure. She was like, can I use one of these pictures? Like, yeah, go for it. She was like, oh, my client's going to pay and I will like pay you for that as well. I was like, you don't have to. Like, I mean, I'm not doing anything. You're just taking my picture and doing it. I was like, it's fine. So she said, like, oh yeah, my client is paying me $1,000. Like $500 will be yours. I was like, that's quite a lot. I was like, I think
she's the one doing the work.
Exactly. Like, I'm not doing. She was like $500 would be yours, and rest I'm gonna use like to get supplies and all that stuff. It's like honestly, like I don't need it. Like I think like I don't really need it. But like if you're gonna pay me like $200 less, it's perfectly fine. But like you don't need to pay me more. She was like, okay, I appreciate it. Like you supporting a small business is fine. Like she's like, my financial officer will contact you. It's like, okay, whatever.
Financial officer.
I know. She got my number and my phone and my email. I was like, that's fine. So I get this text message like a couple days later. Like I already in my head was like, this is sus. There's something sus.
This is weird.
So I get this message from this text message like, hello. And I think the message was sent to find out that I was on an iPhone. And then I got a message from like iMessage. That's an email. It's like, I sent you like a message like through an iMessage. Could you send me through that? Like you email me, like reply to that. How iMessage work is like you can have an iMessage with the phone number and the email. So you can set up as many iMessages as you want.
Yeah.
iTunes account. So I get a message from this email called Shelby something. Start messaging it and she was essentially like, oh, are you near your computer? I'm going to send you check images that you can deposit. I was like,
No,
I was like, I don't, if there's a check, I can pick it up. Like I can pick it up because I'm a Zelle, everything. Like I'm not depositing check image. Also, I don't know how to really deposit check image because you're supposed to take a picture of a live check.
Yes.
You're not supposed to like upload it. And she's like, oh, I don't like really trust like all the Apple, like all the Zelle and all that stuff.
But
like
you sent a photo of a check?
I know. And then
That's unencrypted?
horrible.
What?
And then it was like it was happening when we were at the Farm to School brewery. So it's like I'm not in front of my computer. I can pick up check. Like I'm out and about. Like I'm not in front of my computer, but I can pick up check. And I'm not available for a while. So next day I
How much
messaged.
was on the check?
So they sent me an image, and the check was for $500.
God damn it.
So the idea, I have been falling into this before. The idea was I would deposit it and probably like send them the rest. So that's what
no.
happens. Like when I was younger, I kind of fell into the same, but it was like very small amount. But that's what I learned the hard way. This is what people do. Like they will send you a fake check, you deposit it, and you send them the rest. By the time, and then 3 days, it's gonna bounce, and you're out of that money. And so I send a message like, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with this, and I think this is a scam. Like if there's a check, I can pick it up." And the girl on Instagram, she messaged me and she's like, "Oh, hello." Like, and I told her like, "Hey, I'm not depositing check. I can pick it up." She's like, "Oh, the officers like not comfortable with like Zelle and all that stuff." And it's like, well,
she's not a financial officer then.
Exactly. I was like, and then she goes, "Well, if there's no trust here, then I'm out." It's like, okay. Like, what you mean? Like, no trust? Like, you are the one who came to me.
Sus.
Yeah, like, this is such a sus. And I have not heard from her again. But I was like, what are you doing? Like, I'm pretty sure the text message I got was from her. She realized I had iPhone. She used her separate, because even the email I got was a completely different email. So the message I got was like the Shelby something. The email I got was like this other girl's name, Kelly or something. And the Instagram account is by name Shirley. So like the girl I know because I met her in person. But I was like, what are you doing here? Because this is stupid.
I feel like Butter should know.
Because
like maybe you should tell them this happened to you, because if this person is going around telling people who were like well dressed at the event,
it's like using them as
I feel like this was
probably I should
this
tell
was
them.
something like orchestrated to get this scam underway with a specific subgroup of people at the event.
Yeah.
And like Butter should definitely know about this.
Maybe I should probably send them a screenshot, because as soon as I was very sus as soon as she was like, "Oh, use this music," like, we'll see when that happens. And then she was like, money was like, we'll see. And I was like, I don't understand why you want to pay me for this, because you're just using your picture.
Yeah.
Just take my
approval. asking for your your likeness be used,
and that's great.
That's great,
and that's all was needed.
Yeah,
you didn't need to do anything above and beyond that.
Yeah,
like,
that
I was
is
like,
really weird.
Yeah, and I sent her many times. Like at the beginning, I was like, I like appreciate just being part of this. Like, you don't need to pay me. Like, yes, you can take this picture. But I was also sus. I was like, who is your client? Because it's like, who's your client that's asking for this, right? Like, I was going through a different thing. I was like, can I ask you, like, does your client know me? And she's like, no. It's like, okay. I was sus on that aspect. Like, I don't know who this client is that's asking for this picture. I don't know if you randomly picked me or there was like a specific reason why you picked me. But now I know the reason you picked me was to like scam on this other money part.
That's so sad.
It's so sad. But it happened to me when I was younger. I was a part of Avon. Do you know the Avon makeup people?
Yeah.
Evan or Avon, what it was called. Like, it happened to me when I was like selling for them when I was younger in high school. And this person sent me like, they bought $60 products and they sent me $100 check. And I never deposited because I looked up online and was like, oh, that was a scam. I was like, I'm not depositing this. You can keep the $60. I'm not giving you the rest. I think it was like $150 check or something like that. Because I was like, I'm going to be out of all the money. I'm already out of it, so that's fine. So like when this happens, like, yeah, I'm not depositing your check image. I should like actually look at it again. Like, I was like, I'm never gonna, I shouldn't even open this email. Like, I'm already sus about even opening the email. But yeah, it came from Arium Luz, paycheck, R. England Henson. It's Chase.
We're putting y'all on blast.
We are.
Who's signed love? You? Love you. Oh, that's the memo. The memo says love you.
Makes no sense. For electronic deposit at check only, at Chase only. Yeah, no. And that when I replied to this person on a text message, it was like, this seems like a scam. They never replied to me. It's like the same person. It's the same person who has different, but it was just so weird. It's like, I can't believe it. So it all went down like, what's today? Like literally yesterday or Monday afternoon. It's like, I already knew this was sus, and now you have kind of told me. But yeah, you're right. I probably should like text, like send screenshot to your brother when I was like, this is happening with this person. But it's just, it was weird. But I'm glad. Like, I had been through this before that I kind of knew was coming. But like, I wonder how many other people fall for this. It's crazy.
The only one time I got scammed was actually in person.
Yeah? Oh my God. In person? What you mean?
I was so stupid. I was like 22 maybe.
Okay.
And I was in Prague, and I was on my train, but it hasn't departed yet. And this guy came into my like room, and was like begging for money, and he was just like, he was like literally crying. Like, I need to get like to my family, and like I got robbed, and he looked like fucking beaten down. He was crying. He was like covered in mud.
He was dressed for it.
Yeah,
like,
he was dressed
for
for the bit. And it was just like, I just like, I need to get back home. And like, they took my ID, they took my wallet, they took everything. And I'm like, fuck. So I gave him like 500 crowns, which is, I don't know, like $25.
Okay.
And he only needed like $200 crowns to get home.
Yeah.
But I had a 500 like paper bill.
Yeah.
So I was like,
just take it.
Just take this, go get your ticket. And I was kind of okay with him. I kind of thought it back in my head that maybe this is a scam.
Yeah.
But I was like, if it's not and he doesn't come back, he needs that money, so he can keep it.
Yeah.
But I did tell him that to come back and like give me back the money when he's bought the ticket.
Gotcha.
And he never came back.
Of course not.
And he just like fucking fucked off as soon as he got like more money than he thought he would get.
He's like, well, this worked out perfectly.
Okay, I guess he's gonna go get. I don't know what he's gonna get, but like,
yeah, I'm curious to know the data around if like mostly women get more scammed because we're easy to fall for that, or just sometimes because even
I don't know,
not even fall, but sometimes when you're confronted, you just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, it's hard to say no when you are with somebody. Like, if you're by yourself, I feel like it's different if you were with somebody, and compared to like if you were with somebody who was a male, like if you will never get approached. For that kind of stuff.
I feel like when I walk with Chris, like and we get asked by like homeless people for money, it's usually like approach Chris.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, this is whole weird thing that I was not expecting, but yeah, it was my weekend. Oh, my week.
Wonderful. I'm glad that you didn't become a victim of a crime.
Seriously. I could have. I'm so glad. I was like, I'm not depositing shit. Like, even if you gave me that like $200, that was like, I'm still not depositing this. Like,
that's really sad though.
Like,
I'm sad for Butter that they got exploited.
But I'm sure this is not the first time. Like, they just know it's like people who are coming, it's like, go for it. But I'm sad because she complimented on my skirt and now I feel like it was all fake. I was like,
no, your skirt was dope.
Thank you. I was more disappointed on that part than like being scammed.
No,
she seems so genuine. But yeah, so we have a couple other topics we want to talk about. We have a hot take on internet news about Sydney Sweeney, slut-shaming, post-euphoria season 2.
Okay. So yeah, actually, I was going to talk about this last week. This is it's slightly older news. But yeah, basically, as I was doing my research for last week's podcast about Twitter, I was on Twitter and this video popped up of Sydney Sweeney, like, not even giving a side eye, but just kind of ignoring Maud. What's her name? Fuck.
Maddie?
No, not Maddie. She is Lexi on Euphoria. I forgot the actor's name. It's Maud something.
Oh, I'll look it up. Keep talking.
But she just kind of like gives her a side eye or just ignores her. Mm-hmm. But they were like previously really like good friends.
Gotcha.
And something happened during the filming of season 2 of Euphoria, and they're like no longer friends.
Damn.
And so like she like just kind of not say hi to her on like the red carpet.
Yeah. And
there is just like so many videos on TikTok analyzing every second of that exchange, and it's not even an exchange. They just like kind of ignore each other.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 other actors in the crowd that like noticed that Sydney and Maud didn't say hi to each other, and then they look at each other, and then they look at Maud, and they are just like, so now they're looking at each other. They're probably thinking. And it's like there's just like kids like on TikTok like making assumptions and over analyzing every move of these.
Oh my god.
Essentially other kids. I know know Sydney Sweeney is an adult now, and so is Maud, but I think to me, like, looking at it from the point of Sydney Sweeney or Maud, it seems so like intrusive. And I know they're public figures, they're celebrities, but to this extent where every tiny movement that you make with your eyes is overanalyzed on the internet.
Every single.
That is so much pressure.
It's so much. I remember first time, so she was in White Lotus first. And I watched White Lotus way after Euphoria. And I remember reading an article where people saying, like, her was saying, like, she got more popular, recognized from Euphoria compared to, like, her acting in White Lotus. And White Lotus was great. I mean, her acting in Euphoria was great too, but it was because, like, her nude scene in Euphoria, that, like, people were, like, all like, oh my god, Sweeney, like, who is she? Like, let's find out. But at the same time, like, slut shaming her is like, pick one. Either she's a great actress and then you're okay with her doing whatever, or she's not. Like, you can't just like be like, oh, she's a great actress. Like, I can't believe she like showed nudity. It's like, as an actress, you are supposed to do whatever.
And
like,
it's also
comfortable with.
I think that the part of where sexism enters is like the behind the scene gossips. Where I think in like recently she's been filming a movie. And she was seen with some actor, like they were very close. And I think Sydney Sweeney might be engaged. So like people were like, oh my God, you know what's going on here? Just because she was seen with a guy. The guy she was seen with is also like not single. And the guy got no flack.
Of course not.
So
and like around and do whatever.
That's where the sexism enters, where like, you know, if
Ethan Miller.
If a woman is seen with another guy, it doesn't even matter if she's single or not. It's just, that's the topic, you know, she's fucking loose. But if a guy, I mean, the guy is there too, like he's there, like
do both.
What's going on? No, do none of them. They're fucking consenting individuals. It doesn't. Also, you're making assumptions. This is why I can't do gossip. There's something about it that just makes me feel like, first of all, you don't have enough information. You're making assumptions about these people. Mostly negative assumptions. In therapy, I learned that making negative assumptions is not productive or good for your mental health. So I'm trying not to do that. And I feel like gossiping is that.
It is.
So I'm just trying not to. And it sucks that there's a whole industry, sub-industry in the newspaper world. Or news world, where you just talk shit about other people.
So, have you ever seen Big Bang Theory?
I've seen episodes. I'm familiar with characters.
So there is a social experiment, and it's in one of the episodes when the person runs this social experiment. The idea is like, if you have a gossip to share, as socially you become more closer with that person. And you share it more often. So it's because there's something you're bonding on it. And it was just really cool concept in the Big Bang Theory, because like she starts this gossip or like just a rumor, which is like, okay, rumor. And then it kind of goes like to the other person and they kind of become really close.
Was it a lie?
It wasn't really a lie. It was something that they were not supposed to share. So, but she shares it. She's like, oh my God, I'm in an inner circle. I got this shared, because she's somebody like I forgot her name, but she's somebody who's always on outskirt of a group. So she's never been a part of it. She was like, oh my God, this share with me. She's like, I'm gonna try this experiment. And then she kind of shared with another person, with Bernadette, and they kind of became closer. And she was like, oh, it is true. I can be closer with other person. You have a gossip to share. And obviously it come back to haunt her later on. Like it was a whole thing. But it was a cool experiment. It's like a lot of people gossip is because it does. Like if I'm sitting awkwardly with somebody, we might not have anything to share. But if I have a gossip to share, we immediately buddies.
Definitely true. And I do love tea.
It just depends on a tea.
Yes.
Depends on tea.
Yes.
Like, and also it depends on who I'm sharing with.
Exactly.
Because if I know that person will not give that tea to somebody else, and also it's harmless tea. It's like, catch up. Let's catch up. Guess what's happening? Now we're like, oh my God, this person killed this person. That's my God. But it just depends on tea. I do love tea as long as it's not about me.
Yes.
And
Just popcorn.
Just popcorn. Like,
Put it
just
in my
tell me
mouth.
all the tea. And I think as long as that same tea with same person, I think me and you share quite a bit of tea, but it's usually about the same topic between just us. And we'll come back with new information. Like, let me do a follow up on this.
Yeah.
Or like it's a specific tea with the specific person. It's not like same tea with 10 other people. I think that's where it becomes an issue. You can't just have that tea, same tea with everybody. You can have a specific tea with specific people and keep it that way. Because then also not only it feels like I'm trusting you, we are building that bond. But also I know that if somebody shares something with me, staying within that confined space, not going anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how we got to that
Ethical
one, but
tea.
ethical tea. Be an ethical tea gossip person because the gossip is fun, but
This is hilarious.
can be bad depending on what it is.
Yeah, like, I mean, talking about Sydney Sweeney being a whore just because she has big tits is not ethical.
No,
Let's stop it.
it just makes it's weird. It's on Barbie. We watched Barbie yesterday, so you know
yeah.
Barbie, America Ferrell, when she's talking about how the woman's like all contradictory. Like you can be a mother, but you can't like talk about your child. Like you can't like you can have like as a woman you should be having like huge boobs, but you can't really be showing off those boobs because you can be slut. So it's like same thing.
Yep.
Like you can't like she has a great figure. Like she's a great person. Like that's natural for her, but like obviously because she has it now, she's a slut. It's like which one is it? Either you can have a natural boobs, not like boob job. But if you have a boob job or a natural one, like either way you slut. So like there's no winning regardless. That movie was great.
I do. I mean, this kind of like, I don't know, like I believe in pretty privilege too.
Yeah.
I do think that when people are like, you know, more attractive, they get more opportunities.
She was like, I'm pretty. No, everybody likes me.
Yes. Yes. But there's like two sides of it where like if you're pretty, you will get like, you know, access to things that maybe if you're not conventionally attractive, you wouldn't necessarily get access to. But at the same time, there's so much more judgment and so much more like attention to everything that you do and so much criticism because the expectation is that you are perfect and you have to be perfect.
Oh, extra.
Yeah.
You have to be an extra. As like, that was a really good point. It was like in Barbie, like even a Barbie can't be ordinary Barbie. Barbie has to be an astronaut. Like it has to be be a doctor to be accepted. Like it can't just be a doll. So that movie was surprisingly really good. Like I knew it was good, but I was like I didn't know what to expect. Right? It's like it's just Barbie.
Yeah.
And it's like oh wow, this is and all the guys loved it.
Yeah.
We all like really enjoyed it. It was
I really
really
like
good
Barbie.
movie. Yeah, it was really good. And Margot Robbie was beautiful. I love the narrator was like, well, Margot is not the good cast to say that she's ugly. Like she's beautiful regardless how she is. Like thank you for mentioning that.
Speaking of Margot Robbie and Twitter.
What?
Did you see someone calling Margot Robbie mid?
Who called Margot Robbie
Some cave dweller found a picture of Margot Robbie, a selfie with no makeup. She's fucking gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
And there, but like, you know, she has like, I don't know, fucking blemishes on her skin or something.
We all do.
Seriously.
Yeah, like everybody does.
This guy posts a picture of her with no makeup on. It's like, seriously, she's mid. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Can you also post a picture about you? Because I want to know, are you a Ryan Gosling? Without makeup on? Like, I'm curious on who you are to say that she's mid.
Ryan Gosling also
was amazing.
Like, Margot Robbie was amazing. But I feel like Ryan Gosling made that movie for me.
Oh my God.
Like... It was so funny.
It was hilarious.
And I never imagined that he would fit in that role so well. And it felt like he had so much fun.
It did.
Yeah.
The whole time Dameron was like, this is how I imagined Ryan Gosling to be in real life. Like the whole time, like Dameron was like, this is how I imagined him to be in real life.
It's
Like
so
I can see it. But dude, both of them can act. Like Ryan Gosling has done like, because we were talking about like Taxi at the same time, like all the other jobs he's done, like he has levels to his acting, and so does Margot Robbie. Like she was beautiful. Like in the whole movie, like she started off being like a perfect Barbie to like ordinary human beings. Like this is perfect. I love it. It was beautiful. It was really well done.
Yeah, I like the movie a lot. It was great.
Yeah, I have a relationship advice that I thought was really interesting on Reddit, and I want to talk about it.
Let's do it.
So it is a 24 female. I woke my boyfriend, 23 male, up with sex, and now I think we should break up.
Oh my God.
Last night, that's the headline. So last night, I waited a couple of hours for my boyfriend to get off his game before initiating sex. Right after playing, he took an hour-long shower and went straight to bed.
Hour-long shower?
Hour-long shower. So guess what he did in hour-long shower?
Well, he wanked, but also that is a lot of water you're wasting. That's a lot of water.
Like, we have issues with this.
I judge people when they shower more than 20 minutes.
Seriously, it makes no sense. Unless you're washing a long
I think 20 minutes is a lot.
It is. I think it's funny. The one thing I learned when I was living, like when Rana was living with me, her routine of shower is like one song. She wants to be done with showering in one song, unless she's taking, like washing her hair. Like even then, I think she maximums like 2 songs. Yeah. Which was interesting when she said it. I was like, that's true because I play song. I should stick with one song. So now my shower routine is like be done in one song. If I'm washing my hair, be done in 2 songs. Yeah. But yeah, okay, side tangent. Yeah. Right after playing, he took an hour shower. I cuddled up with him and tried to initiate, but regretfully never asked, and he fell asleep. A couple of hours passed, and I just let the horniness take over and woke him up by kissing his neck and rubbing his member. He woke up, asked me what had got into me, so I proceeded to give him oral, and it led him from there. Afterwards, he told me he wasn't exactly mad, but felt that I was being unfair, and if it were me, I would probably be livid. He essentially told me he feels violated, and I feel that if that's how he feels, that's how it is. I sexually assaulted my boyfriend last night, and I'm a piece of shit. My boyfriend is a fantastic person, all in all, an upstanding man and person that I adore and respect. I couldn't even ask him if what I was doing was okay. Basically, I feel incredibly selfish and patriot. I'm sitting here crying about it. I wasn't even the one who was assaulted here, and I'm crying, blah, blah, blah. So essentially, she feels bad that she did that.
Okay, I guess there's a lot unsaid that we don't know about the relationship. Because I don't know that. I feel like when you are awoken from sleep with oral sex, you are awake. Yeah. If you don't like it, it is your chance to say so. Yeah. So it can be stopped. Instead of following through and then telling that person that you got sexually assaulted. Yeah. I'm not saying, I am saying it. Like, at that point, you should have said no if you didn't want it.
Yeah, it's weird. I can see... It's weird because I think I have talked to people who don't like being woken up at night because they'll sleep.
I am that person.
Yes, like... I don't care. Like if I'm asleep, like if I'm with somebody, like if they're horny, like go for it. Like just wake me up, and because I will fall asleep anywhere. So I guess depends on who's needs to. Like if you have a hard time falling asleep and you asleep,
it depends what you expect of me.
Yeah.
I would like to kind of be asleep.
Like I mean. Exactly. Like if you waking me up, I hope you're not expecting me to do more work than you're needing. Like you can do whatever you want, but I'm not doing any work here because I'm asleep. Unless I'm waking you up, then I will do all the work, right? Yeah. Like I guess depends on that. Like obviously she woke him up. She was the one who was giving orals. Like I'm sure he could have just laid there. It would have been fine. I think it's weird. You're right. I would like to know more on their relationship, but I don't think she sexually assaulted him. No. I think they can set up the boundaries moving forward. Like, hey, if I do feel like, can I wake you up during sex? Like during night, like I have me doing the most of the work. Is that okay with you? But since she tried to initiate it, he didn't want to, and he took hour-long sex. It sounds like he really doesn't want to have sex with her. Shower. Yeah, hour-long shower. It doesn't seem like he wants to really have sex with her. So I think there's other problems happening instead of like her initiating, because
I do feel like this guy just didn't want to have sex with her. Yeah. And that's very sad, but I think that he's going about it in a very cowardly way.
Yeah, blaming her.
Instead of having a conversation about it, he's blaming her and like literally gaslighting her into thinking that she sexually assaulted him.
Yeah.
I disagree. I disagree with that being sexual assault is when you have no way of escaping or saying no and your word being respected. Or like just like being taken advantage of in some way. I don't see how that applies to his situation.
No, it's weird. I can see scenarios where like, you know, you kind of said no beforehand and then things kind of happen, like somebody's too close or you had a couple of drinks, but I think either way, if during the happening you should say something, unless you really are in a position to not say, like you weren't able to speak or whatever, then like your actions should speak for it. But I think because she gave oral and then it went from there, obviously like she didn't take his dick and like, let's do it. Like he was like, okay, no, he could have been just like, no, I'm gonna sleep. And I think she should have accepted that, but she feels so horrible out, like reading was like how could he tolerate dating someone who sexually assaulted him? Should I call it quit and end it with him? Like, I think you should end it with him, but not because you sexually assaulted him, but because I think he doesn't want to be with you.
I think he should end it with her.
Yeah.
But clearly that's not gonna happen.
So she will have to be a bad person and go from there, which sucks.
God.
But yeah, it was weird because I read them. It's like,
I
like you guys are too young. Yeah, I do feel bad. Like they're 24 and 23. It's like I don't think you did anything wrong. But I think you guys need to have much more further conversation than that. But again, like you can make some like obviously I think you should have a conversation with somebody beforehand. Like I was dating somebody who would like wake up at 4 a.m. and couldn't fall asleep. Like, if you need something, like, that's fine. Like, we had that conversation beforehand. But you can't have a conversation with me while I'm asleep. Then, like, no, let's have a conversation beforehand. Then you can do whatever you want. Just don't expect me to be, like, full 100% awake to be participating in this. But I give consent. I give you consent ahead of time. But you can't expect me to not, like, to do more.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So if someone tried without having a prior conversation, would you feel like it was assault?
No. If like obviously I'll be awake. Like I don't think you can. I understand all those fantasies, like having sex with somebody if they're asleep. It's a whole fantasy. I'm not gonna like kink shame. But I think it's like there's no way you can really be asleep, and then you should be able to say at that time like no. No, you're not going to. But no, I wouldn't. I mean, if I'm with somebody and we are asleep in the same bed, clearly, unless we have never had sex before, we are fully clothed. Like, but if I had, then it's fine. We are in a bed, we are asleep. It's whatever. We expect, like, I'm expecting this. Like, this is expectation. That we have set up. But no. No.
Me and Chris had conversations around this when we were starting to date.
Yeah.
Because or when we started to live together actually. Because, I mean, if we were dating, like if we were staying overnight, it was assumed that we would, be intimate.
Yeah.
But after we started living together and like occasionally he would come home drunk, like then obviously at that point he's horny.
Yeah.
But at that time I'm also like literally in bed asleep.
Yeah.
And like he smells like pub. And it's just trying to like touch me and I'm like, no, we're not.
Take a shower.
Take a shower or even let's just wait until next day.
I think it's different like if you're seeing each other and you're not living together. And I think when you do see each other, the expectation is there that you're gonna be intimate because you see probably like once or twice a week. But when you're living together, you see each other every day, then the expectation kind of gets lowered. But I totally understand. It's like you need to take a shower because like no.
I remember this similar story happening to somebody I know. Yeah. As well.
Did they think they were sexually assaulted?
No, but they were told that they were sexually assaulting somebody.
Oh.
Who were, I mean, and I, again, like, it's like a similar thing where I have the story from the perspective of the person who was accused.
Oh.
And based on what they told me, and again, it's just their perspective, I was just like, I don't understand how this is assault.
Interesting. So what happened with that?
I mean, nothing. Like,
Okay.
nothing ever happened. It was just, I mean, they're broken up.
They broke up.
Yeah.
Did they break up from that event or something else?
No.
Something else?
No, it was
Gotcha.
like a lot of things. Actually,
Okay.
that person that was accused of assault
Yeah.
broke up with that other person.
Of course.
But yeah, it was weird. It was like a similar thing where like both were aware and conscious and like playing with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, I don't want to like
Nobody said no.
yeah. And I don't want to play it down that guys cannot be sexually assaulted. They can be. And I don't want to say like, okay, if the girl is horny, the guy is not like that, like, you know, that does happen. Like guys are not always horny and wanted it all the time. I think it's just like if you are boyfriend or girlfriend, and I think it's kind of weird also, like same scenario, like if you're married, you just assume that you will have sex with that person. Like I think the conversation still is there.
Definitely.
And there's always an opportunity to say no. Like if he said no, then yes, she sexually assaulted him. But because he did it and he accepted it and went forward, I think the conversation he needed to have at that point was like, hey, don't wake me up when I'm asleep. Just like, don't bother me once I'm asleep. I think that's a whole different conversation than like, you sexually assaulted me last night. I think there's this need to have a separate conversation. Like I know a lot of people who have a really hard time sleeping and they will hate me if I wake them up for anything. Whereas like, I don't care. You can wake me up. I will fall asleep in 2 minutes. Like I will fall asleep right now if you give me a chance. Like I will just pass out on this couch.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Do you want to talk about One Piece?
Yes.
Let's talk about One Piece. We finished the live action last week, so all of that should be dripping on YouTube release here slowly, surely. Slow drip this week, next week. We were originally planned was weekly release. Several conversation happened to release it as soon as possible. So you might be seeing like change in schedule, getting that out sooner. So Ketty is working on her magic and trying to make that work somehow, some way. So you will see that sooner. But yeah, what was your overall thoughts, Ketty, on this?
I loved it. Yeah. And I feel like the more I am like revisiting, I love it even more.
Yeah. It's so good.
Our original plan for this episode actually was to just talk about One Piece, but we've been having some technical difficulties, so we had to pivot. But I did prepare quite a bit.
Yeah, you did a lot of
I had a lot of videos I wanted to show you, and I wanted to like... It was information about the cast and like, you know, some of their videos. They are basically doing reaction videos now to the show.
To the anime?
No.
Oh, to their own show?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they have no... I mean, they've acted in it, but they haven't seen each other's scenes.
And with the green screen and everything either.
Yes, exactly. So they're like the first time seeing it all put together. So they're literally doing reaction videos, and I'm like, what the fuck?
We should do a reaction video of them doing reaction.
That was my plan!
That would have been cool. Like, yeah, we should react to them doing reaction one day. Maybe.
We might still do it next week. We'll see. Because I did prepare those
Or we can do a little, like one or two before our read along.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we could do that. But yeah, obviously, I'm obsessed with Taz Skylar now.
She's simping over the simp.
I am simping over the simp. This has become
beautiful.
It's full circle.
Who knew?
He's very handsome, but also he's like super talented. He took like a cooking class to like be more in the role of Sanji.
Makes sense.
And even like prior to taking on this role, he was like a stunt person.
Oh.
So he did most of his stunts, and he like there's a video of him that I saw. So all the cast went to Japan at some point. Like I saw him taking like class of different martial arts, including sumo.
Oh.
So he was just like really into it and really immersed and really like trying to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
really cool.
He's kind of insane. Like he has a very strict regimen where he like wakes up at a certain time, go to sleep at a certain time, just like constantly just on.
I love it.
Like maximizing his time every day to either work out or write.
Oh my God, that's intense.
I know he is a very intense person.
Yeah, that's intense. But good for him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, good for him for sure.
Yeah.
No, he is a beautiful guy.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
we love him.
Yeah.
I had a video about it was Iñaki Godoy, who plays Luffy, who was talking about the country where he's from.
Okay. Anywhere is he from?
Well, in every single episode of One Piece, we mentioned that he's from Brazil.
Yeah.
He's not.
Okay. I don't think anybody corrected us either.
Well, so far,
Yeah.
I think
Either it got cut out by editors.
I fucking hope so, because every single episode we're like, yeah, he's Brazilian. He's Brazilian. Look at his Brazilian. He's so cute. Oh my God. He is Mexican.
Oh. Oh my God, not even the same continent. That's horrible.
Yeah. So obviously we got that one very wrong.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That was funny. But yeah, he was talking about how he was really happy that they were actually casting for something this huge in Mexico, because like usually people in Mexico don't really get opportunities from like big Hollywood studios. They don't usually like come out there to like find talent. But that was like the opportunity of a lifetime for him, and he's just like so happy.
Oh, it is an opportunity of lifetime. Like Luffy is such a big role.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did it so well. But like Luffy is such a big role.
It is, and I think that he fits it awesomely.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was another video that I wanted to share you with like him and Oda. There's multiple videos, but I know that you watched part of one, so I found a different one.
part.
Yeah. I mean, and I think I also love how much Oda is part of the production.
Yeah. Oh, makes it so much better.
Yeah. They kind of raised a lot of red flags for us when we heard that the creators, the original writers for Avatar: The Last Airbender, left the live action show filming.
I mean, that's a red flag.
That is a huge red flag.
That's a huge
and
red
it has
flag.
me really worried about it.
Yeah.
And much, much less excited than I was for One Piece.
It's like imagine Game of Thrones and George R.R. Martin was like, yeah, I'm not liking this. Like, yep.
I mean, he left for the last season.
That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the last season sucked.
wasn't.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. But like, we loved it. I know when we first saw the trailer, like when we first saw the cast, we were like iffy about it. But I think the character, like the actors, did an amazing job of knowing the characters, like knowing the story and being part of it, because now I cannot see anybody else playing Nami. I can't see anybody else playing Sanji. Like he did a great job. Luffy, I think he grew on me like from after first episodes. Like, okay, you're great job. Like with the smiling all the time and just the way you sitting, all the mannerisms of Luffy. Like you have accepted that. It's really, really good.
Yes.
Super excited. Me and Katie were talking about. I guess. I mean, nobody, I think at this point in anime, we are at Ines lobby, so we haven't met Garp in the manga. So that was a spoiler for us. But I don't think it is really well known who Luffy's dad is.
Yeah.
And it was interesting in the show, they kept saying Gold Roger. They never said Goldie Roger. And I think because if they had said it, I'm pretty sure Surge would have made the connection, because Surge is pretty quick at making connections. So they kept saying Gold Roger. They did kind of like show it, like did a Game of Thrones style where like Luffy was laughing and then they went to a Gold Roger. I was like, are they confirming this?
That was definitely a solid confirmation.
Solid confirmation. If the theory was beforehand, if Surge knew, like for the Game of Thrones, we knew who Jon was. So when they did that transition, it was like, of course, they just confirmed it. Just confirmed who Jon is.
Yeah.
They just did that.
Yeah.
Because I remember Pat being confused. Like, they decided, it was like, they confirmed it. Like, they confirmed it hard.
Hashtag confirmed.
Hashtag confirmed. But yeah, so.
But then, when Surge left off camera, me and Navi were talking, and I said, that basically means if Garp is Luffy's granddad and Gold Roger is Luffy's dad, that means Garp killed his own son.
Or son-in-law.
Or son-in-law, don't matter.
Yeah.
He killed his family in public court.
It's insane.
That just like show how dedicated he is to the law. like fanatically, militantly.
Yeah. And that makes sense why he was going after Luffy, because he was like, you can't be don't walk on your father's footsteps. But obviously, because his father is part of the king, makes sense that how badly Luffy wants to be part of the king.
King of the pirates.
King of the pirates, pirate of the king. King of pirates. So it makes sense why Luffy wants to be king of pirates so badly. It's like something that he grew up on. I don't know if you're ever gonna see the scenes of them being together, but I guess not, because they still haven't shown it, so it's still not fully confirmed, but I think we kind of assume it.
I would imagine Goldie Roger had as much to do with Luffy as Yasop had to do with Usopp.
Seriously.
So
it was hilarious. Like, yep, Yasop
not getting the Daddy Award anytime soon.
No. I like some people in the comments were agreeing. It was like, it makes sense, because like now people, when they like, before people leave, like there was no internet, no nothing. People were gone for months. But like if you leave to search for One Piece in the show, you could be gone for years, because who knows how long it takes to like, nobody has found One Piece, so it takes years. So they just gone. I don't know when.
I mean, yeah,
Usopp
but
was born,
those are like
but just the whole thing.
The adventurous spirit of,
Being a pirate.
before the days that we had, before we had technology, before we could, be in touch.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people who had to take that leap of faith and literally cross the ocean.
Yeah.
Or the desert. There are people who climbed the fucking Mount Everest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, same thing. So we can kind of assume the same thing. If like Yasop was gone, let's say, as soon as Usopp was born. Same with Luffy.
Before.
Yeah, maybe before. So same with like Luffy and Ace. Like, who knows how, like, if Goldie Roger was like, okay, he was born after he was gone and he never came back. And he, like, Luffy just heard about the stories from, like, storytellers. So
would be interesting to know if maybe he was somewhat in Ace's life when he was a baby.
Oh yeah,
because Ace is older, and maybe Ace shared like a little bit of stories about their dad with Luffy.
Yeah, he could be much older, because it seems like it would be weird if Ace was around when Shank and Luffy were being buddies, and Ace was just never around. I assume that at that point Ace was gone, so he must have been much older. Again, this may have been confirmed in anime, but as far as we know, this is what we're theorizing. And we barely saw Ace, so I would love to see him again. I would love to see him again, because I know he becomes a big picture. Like, this one panel got spoiled for me.
Oh no.
But who knows when it's gonna be? Like, it's just one panel action scene, so it will be great.
I would love to see more of him.
Yeah, it will be great. But it was amazing. The show was amazing.
Yes. I did go through the comments for the first 3 episodes that were out at the time. So I do have some comments from you guys that I wanted to read.
Yes.
The first one is from Rabbit Hole 8. This one is a little longer.
Rabbit Hole?
Rabbit Hole 8. As a collaboration between Oda and Netflix, some of the Japanese sensibility has been drained or diluted, but Oda worked to make sure his Japanese fans would not be disappointed. Also, to be expected, adapting it from the anime and manga requires changes. With all of these projects, a wider target audience is considered, as well as pleasing hardcore fans. It is a challenge to balance multiple factors in order to create series that can stand on its own, as well as capture the spirits of the original and be a faithful adaptation rather than transformation of the original into something else. Oda and Netflix have made true adaptation. This is what happens when you actually intimately work with the creator and involve actual fans of the original, both the writers and the cast.
Yeah, that's really nice. It is very difficult balance. I think One Piece, who knew?
Out of all the things, that's literally the hardest one.
Out of all the things, it broke the curse.
The level of expectation is up here.
So high.
The amount of CG you have to do to make it look good is
beyond.
Yeah,
I think we all we can fairly say that everybody in the world was like, why One Piece?
Seriously.
If you're gonna do live action, why are you picking One Piece? Because that show has so many hardcore fans. Like, the whole world knows it. It was on Times Square, for God's sake. Like, it's insane.
Have you seen live action? Have you seen Death Note, first of all?
Yes, I've seen Death Note.
I have not
seen that. I've seen the trailer and I hated the trailer. It was like a white guy, blonde hair. I was like, no. Immediately, like, I'm not not even gonna look
So
at it.
apparently, so we watched the first one. There's actually a reaction.
You
If
watched
you guys
the
want to check it out, there's a reaction to the first movie, Death Note live action.
Wait, what do you mean the first movie? This
There's a second one, which I didn't know about. But there's apparently a second movie, and I only saw like one clip where it's like Light Yagami. I think his name is something weird, different.
It can't be Yagami. Like after
No,
that.
it's like I don't fucking remember.
It's
It doesn't matter. But he's just like
stupid.
he's like stuck somewhere in like a warehouse, and he's just like just screaming like that.
Light?
Yes.
I would not expect Light to be screaming like that. Light didn't scream at all.
And then he just kind of like stopped screaming for a second, like he forgot his script or something. It's just like again like I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's horrible.
I know. So thankfully, this show was nothing like that. It was
No.
actually really good, and it's a general consensus between
Everyone.
fans of the anime and manga and people who have never seen it. That's why we also had Surge on the couch, because we wanted to see what his experience would be like with this story without having any former information about it.
And he enjoyed it, and he wants to watch an anime now, which is great. That means we have 3 strong vocals. Like, we won't be scared. I think every time we talked about doing One Piece, it's been like such a long show, but knowing that it's so good that it kind of helps you get on board.
Yeah. Well, not everybody agrees that it was as good.
Yeah?
There is a comment from not too good 415.
Oh, not too good.
I
All
guess I think his job is to just make things not good.
right. Yeah. Everything
Here's
is not
what he has
good.
to say.
I think from username, I can assume what he will say. Okay.
The fact they changed the speech at the start about the One Piece annoyed me, and the many really close-up face shots of characters. The Alvida actor was horrible. She can't act at all. The really close-up of her double chin and lips was nasty. Lucky she is only in this episode. Only good part about the show so far, in my eyes, is Rona Zoro. The Luffy actor is a hit or miss. Nami is rather boring. But you're better... Okay, I'm gonna skip this sentence because it's weird. And to add, Kobe is one of the most annoying character, and actor who plays him gave me cringe the whole time.
What?
The close-ups on his face, the way he delivered his line is ew. Just was really bad acting, like he was just reading from the script. Well, sir,
Do you want to answer?
you must be a professional.
He is professional, not too good critique.
Yeah.
Like for everything. I'm curious. I'm gonna like look up the username and see what he posted on all the other ones, because sometimes there are people like, I have this one person who hates me.
Oh, I also have a hater.
Yeah, like the one person who like with all the messages, like, why? Like, is this your job to go on all the videos and make the same comment?
Yes.
Like, okay,
Yes.
good for you. I bet you love me, but go for it. But so I love the close-up shots, and I think I know we pointed that out because Suraj mentioned kind of something, but it made sense because it was depicting manga panels. So it made sense, the close-up shots. And Alvida is supposed to be like that character. Like, she's the one who asking, am I beautiful? But in reality, she's not. So it made sense, like, doing all that. It was like, that's how it is in the manga.
Yeah. I will, like, the Alvida character, I will say I think it was okay in the live action. It's kind of what I expected them to do with Alvida.
I feel like her voice could have been like more
Yes.
higher. Yeah, she could have been better, but I don't think it was you.
Yeah, she did great.
Yeah.
But I remember like Alvida from the manga, and she's just like really big and really like, she's like this mountain that's just towering over everyone.
Yeah,
and,
she was
and,
short
and
in
it
the
felt like
show.
she was just like a regular person.
Yeah, like, who's scared of this person?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that was like the only thing, but it wasn't really like taking me out.
Like, I would have loved like Alvida to be like Brienne Tart size. Like, not
That
the build. The
would've been
build
good.
would have been different, but like bigger. It was like, makes sense. And she was bigger. Like, she was bigger mountain. And then it would have been great once we saw her later with Buggy and she was skinny, because that's how it's supposed to be. So when we saw Alvida the same, we were like, oh, like, you could have like, this
Maybe
would have been perfect.
She didn't eat the fruit yet.
That's true too. She haven't. Kobe, I loved Kobe. Knowing that Kobe in manga, we have barely seen him once. So we always like, oh, I hope Kobe and Luffy meet. So that was really cute to see that in the animation, because I think that needed to be changed the way it did just to bring the storyline together and the garb thing and all that. I'm not opposed to all the changes they made. It made sense just to make, because they cannot make 1,000 episodes of the show.
No,
they cannot.
And I do think I agree with the first comment that it was a good
changes.
It was like a
Mix.
a good balance in between like what the hardcore fan base expects and also what someone who does not watch anime at all, like their kind of like expectations for like a classical storytelling. So
yeah, I mean, it is a goofy show. Everybody has like a different hair color, like a different weird things. Like
everybody agrees overwhelmingly that Buggy was the best casted person.
Can't believe it. Hated Buggy in the manga, but I love the actor, and he did a great job. And I'm glad they kept him around for so long because he was needed. He was good.
Jeff Ward was the actor, and we know him from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We love him.
He was great.
He did really, really well. Even the cast, there's one video that I watched where they're talking about him specifically and how much they enjoyed working with him and how they like love how he portrayed Buggy, because it was like a really hard role where like he had to be terrifying.
Yeah.
But also he's a clown.
Yeah.
You know, so he had to like have this levity of like being a comical character, but still scary.
Terrifying
for
person.
certain scenes. And like it was hard for him to like strike that balance.
Yeah.
And also wearing all that makeup on him all the time.
Yeah. And then trying to make it look like with the chop fruit and just him chop. It's like, yeah, I can see it. It was difficult. And I think they also did those episodes could easily have been like 3 episodes each if they have kept everything from the manga. Like all the characters, side characters having their own fights. But Yeah.
Speedy Cat 19 says, I know Surge really doesn't care that much, but man, Navi and Marketa have been really loose-lipped with the spoilers.
Hey.
Have I? Because I feel like I'm being looped in here.
I know, I was more of a loose lips.
Literally, there's another comment with a timestamp. Where it's like, why Marketa and Navi should be fired for spoiling so much. And I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And there's a timestamp in the same comment. I go to the fucking timestamp and it's Navi.
It's just me.
Navi saying shit. And I'm like, I'm literally.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny because like Kenny even after was like, Navi, you've been spoiling too much. It's like, I'm sorry. Like I'm trying not to. But I was so excited. I think it's so weird because I've seen other shows with you guys, right? Where I've seen ahead and I've been really good. And I think it changes when it's one person who's seen it and there's 4 or 5 people who haven't. But in this one, 2 people have seen it, 1 hadn't. And I was like really wanting to like, oh my God, oh my God. But like,
that's why we should have sat together.
We should have sat together. But like Chris, like sort of just in the middle. And I think we got better in like last few episodes. Like we were like peeking over.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's like, oh my God, is this person? Oh my God, is that person? And like saying the names before they were spoiled. Like, I'm sorry guys, but I was very excited for the show. I was so I didn't mind it.
When Calador showed up the first time, you were looking at me like, him, and I'm like, stop it! I know!
It's just one of those, like, I want to be the first one to point it out, but also be careful. But Surge didn't mind it. I don't think Surge hated watching with us. I did tell him, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm being too excited. And he was like, okay, I think your guys' excitement is getting me excited to it. I was like, good. I think we got better at not spoiling it, but it was just so difficult. There was like quite a few times, it's like, oh my God. It's like, it's him! It's like, okay.
And then you were also like, oh, so they actually fight outside, and I'm like, their fight did not start, and why are you saying that? Maybe they will end up outside.
Maybe, but they haven't yet. It's like same with Nami's like being chained, and then they explain in next episode, like, well, I should have just waited. And like in next episode, I am better at this. If you've seen my Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, like I'm really good at just interacting with the camera. But this one, I was not. I was terrible. But I was too excited. And sorry, Marquetta just got roped into it. I think it also was that we haven't seen the anime, so it's our first time watching it come to adaptation. They can from the manga, regardless. Like if you had seen anime, I guess it would have been a different thing.
We've seen only like clips.
Yeah. Yes. Here and there. But it's just, guys, it is what it is. We're not going to be fired because we are the one who make the decision. I'm just kidding.
But the great news is that you will get those episodes out sooner than we anticipated. We got the team together and we are actively working and getting them edited faster. So as soon as we have them, they'll be live. And also, we will continue our streams for Ines Lobby and beyond.
Yes, I'm hoping.
Actually, tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm hoping that Ines Lobby has like 2 more streams left. I love it. I love it. Lobby. I love it. I mean, I'm excited to see Luffy and Lucci fight. Like, that's going to be insane. Like, Frankie, I'm loving Frankie. But I would love to move on. To next arc. I'm just because everybody keeps telling like we will find about Garp right after this and all that. So I'm just I want to know that story. I want to kind of see the other characters. That's the only reason. But otherwise, I am really enjoying this arc. It's been amazing.
I love this arc specifically because I feel like this is the first time it got like actually political. When they like shot that flag down, I was like.
Yeah, it's like, let's go down.
I know. Like Nami backstory, like helped me. Luffy, that was there was the emotional beat that was like very important.
Good job in live action for that.
Yes,
beautiful.
They were also reacting to that, by the way, talking about it. Emily Rudd, I think that's her name. She started crying as she was watching herself cry. She's like,
it was so sad.
Yeah. I really enjoyed watching the reaction videos because I could see like the reactor times. There was a part where like they were watching something and they all started talking and Usopp's actor is just like, shut up, I want to hear it. That's hilarious. Then Emily's just like fucking bawling her eyes out.
Oh, I was like, that's so cute.
It was so funny.
That's so adorable. But yeah, no, One Piece. I cannot believe that we are like obsessed with One Piece.
Yes.
To this level.
And it's a problem because I can't talk to Chris about it. And then every time he tries to talk to me about Bleach, and I'm like, I don't care. Because I do not care. If I can talk to you about One Piece, then you can talk to me about Bleach.
Makes sense.
And that is not as bad for you as it is bad for me.
Yeah. It's funny that he tries to talk to you about Bleach, even though like you haven't seen it. Like, what's the point here? Maybe he's trying to make himself feel better. That he's watching a show that's also just as good. I mean, Bleach is good, but it hasn't gone to that part. Like, it's not that good as like One Piece is. I think One Piece arcs are just exceptionally amazing. Compared to like what Bleach, I think it's just been exceptional. Like Bleach has good arcs, but
like now that I'm in it, and I don't know shit about Bleach. I will make that very clear. But I don't understand how the fuck that Paul had Bleach win over One Piece.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I think people might have just picked Bleach because like One Piece will never end. So like,
so what?
They're like, maybe Bleach will end and then they can do One Piece. Because like if you start One Piece, we'll never watch Bleach. Right? Like I understand the reasoning. I think it makes sense for us to watch Bleach. Then we can watch we have seen Naruto, Bleach, the 2 top animes, and then we can start One Piece and live on One Piece forever for the rest of our lives. Because we would have never seen Bleach. We would have never seen Bleach if we had to start One Piece. Like, let's be honest. One Piece is still going on.
There's literally seasons that we are skipping.
We are.
And you guys keep complaining about fillers.
There are no fillers.
Even though we skipped so many already.
It's not me complaining. The rest of the couch, I don't understand. Bleach is good. It's not One Piece level. It's good. But yeah, guys, I think...
Yeah, I'm not going to talk shit about a show I don't know anything about. But it's just like, I'm just like, Chris, don't talk to me.
It makes sense.
Don't want to hear it.
Makes total sense. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to wrap up this podcast here soon. Thank you so much for joining. I know this was a little bit different. I hope you guys enjoyed our One Piece rant. Like a little bit of it. We are obsessed with that show. Watch our read along on Thursday. Every Thursday, 4 p.m. we go live 2 hours. We also watch clips in the beginning. So if you are a Discord family, send us a clip of something that we already read, and we will watch it. We will watch like first 10 minutes of that while we wait for people, and then go along with whatever arc we have.
Yes.
So yes,
Thursday 4 to 6 p.m. EST.
yes,
We'll see
Eastern
you
Standard
guys
Time.
there.
Yeah, thank you so much. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Get ready, cause it's about time
Hey, get ready. We are about to get off.
to speak your mind.
This is good. Okay, well. Yeah.
Clubs,
We're ready. Now it's time to go home. I sleep all night.
Super secret girls club.
All right.